12 News Eye on Agriculture with Britton Rucker.
This week's rain was a welcome sight for many of us. How farmers say it's beneficial to them as they head into the corn season. And Kansas cattle on feed, up, down, or holding steady. The latest USDA numbers are in, and we've got a spring snapshot of the state's cattle scene, what it means for producers, next on Eye on Agriculture. Good evening and welcome into Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. Rain this week has been a welcome sight for many Kansas farmers. It's been a dry wheat season so far, and farmers hope to get their corn crop off to a good start. Cale Chapman talked with a Sumner County farmer about what his wheat and corn need now.
I would say there's a lot of wheat out there that looks like this.
Farmer Tim Turek says the dry weather has made for a tough wheat season.
You know, we've lost tillers. I mean, it should be thicker. You know, there should be more heads. Certainly was suffering, and we definitely lost bushels.
Turek says the recent rain has come in the nick of time to help his wheat.
You know, this will let it finish with the tillers that it has left. You know, looks pretty good driving down the road, and you get out in the fields, and it's thin. But you know, this will help what's there.
He says what the wheat needs now is a cool May.
The best thing we could have now is a long, cool filling period of May, and that'll maximize the yield that is still left.
For the corn that just got in the ground, too much rain might cause problems.
You know, that stuff that's up, it'll be good. The stuff that's just in the ground, you know, depending on how much rain we get this week, has the potential to rot some seed.
But Turek says that's a problem he's not too worried about.
I'm grateful for the rain, and if we have to redo some corn, that'll be at least a good reason to.
In Sumner County, Cale Chapman, 12 News.
With the way things have been going so far this season, Turek says he wouldn't be surprised if he ends up harvesting his wheat crop early. While some parts of Kansas have seen recent rainfall, it hasn't been enough to turn the tide for the state's wheat crop. Drought conditions persist, especially in central and western Kansas, where wheat is showing signs of stress. The USDA now rates just 43% of the crop in good to excellent condition. That is down from last week. With kernel development just around the corner, experts say the next few weeks are make or break. Despite a slight dip in overall numbers, Kansas feedlots are staying busy. As of April 1st, 2.34 million cattle were on feed. That's down 2% from last year. But March saw strong movement. Placements jumped about 8%, and marketings were up 3%, showing solid demand for finished cattle. With Kansas still a key player in the national beef market, all eyes are on weather and feed conditions going forward. And make sure to stay with us. Coming up on Eye on Agriculture, an extension specialist for livestock marketing with OSU Extension breaks down the latest cattle on feed report and what it means for producers. Good news for Kansas dairies. The state produced 381 million pounds of milk in March. That's up 4% from last year. USDA data shows the boost comes from both an increase in milk cows, up by 8,000 head, and better yield per cow, averaging just over 2,000 pounds. Experts say the gains reflect improved animal care, feeding practices, and tech advancements. A bipartisan push is underway to improve the Conservation Reserve Easement Program known as CREP. Now, the newly introduced act is designed to give producers more flexibility in managing water use. Key updates in the bill include adding dryland farming and grazing as eligible practices, allowing continuous cropping systems like alfalfa, and adjusting payment rates to irrigated and dryland acres. The bill also improves existing contracts and remove the $50,000 annual payment cap. Supporters say the changes will make CREP more accessible and practical, especially in drought-prone states like here in Kansas, helping producers conserve water without sacrificing their bottom line. Check this out, the 4-H Club in Udall getting ready to mark 70 years since a tornado struck their town in 1955. The group giving back to the community by painting benches around town. They say part of acknowledging is just how much was lost during that tornado 70 years ago. One 4-H member says the way the group is giving back goes beyond just painting the benches.
It could be just painting, it could be just giving back. We do so much more in our community that really you don't really see because you have to be in that community. You have to really live here to know. But we do things such as our blessing box, giving back food to people that need it.
That tornado hit on May 25th, 1955. Utah 4-H also holding a celebration at its community building. An important update to a story we shared with you last week. You might remember Buford, a ranch dog who rescued a 2-year-old who wandered 7 miles away from his home in the Arizona desert. Buford discovered the boy sleeping under a tree and guided him to his owner's ranch. In the week since the rescue, gifts for Buford have been showing up on the ranch's doorstep, and the local search and rescue team even made him an honorary member with a vest to prove it.
Very rewarding to our members when a search is successful, and people aren't really focused on who found him, they're just glad that they were found.
Things are back to normal for the Allen family, but they'll never forget how this ranch dog saved their little boy. Seniors in one community in Ireland getting a new type of therapy, all thanks to a little help from alpacas. That story next on Eye on Agriculture.